We learned two things about Kamala this election. She's good at raising money and she's good at blowing it. But money can't buy you elections, especially when you spend it like she did. She raked in more than $1 billion and is somehow now in debt. The Washington Examiner dug through her financial statements and gave us a good clue why. Kamala's campaign was getting whacked like a piñata while D.C. leeches hoovered up all the cash. She spent over $50 million on payroll. Trump's campaign spent less than 10. Another 12 million went to consultants, and 20 million went to their little concerts with Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Christina Aguilera, John Bon Jovi, remember him? They even had to cancel a performance by Alanis Morissette because they were running low on cash. Isn't that ironic? Campaign insiders are mad at the bosses for wasting donor money on concerts instead of ads about, the economy. Quote, they said they were spending to zero. I guess they overshot zero. Ads would have gone a lot further than the pricey celebrity endorsements. One campaign source said people were concerned about their own financial issues, not Oprah telling them America won't exist. But it worked out nicely for Oprah. She got her friend Kamala to pay her $1 million to interview her in September. $1 million. Now, if she thought she was saving democracy, she should have done it for free. Kamala scared donors by calling Trump a dictator, got $1 billion, then just gave it to her friends and blew the rest on being a diva. Kamala went on a podcast, remember Call Her Daddy? But she didn't want to go to their studio in LA. So she made the host fly to DC and used campaign cash to build a fake set in a hotel room. She spent more than $100,000 to build it. That set, see it? 2 chairs, a coffee table, and a bookshelf. That's 6 figures. Now, we looked at the set. We probably could have done it for around $6,000. That's without labor. But where'd the rest of the money go? We don't know. So she's still trying to soak folks for cash. 24 hours after the election, on Wednesday, Democrats got a text from the campaign. Urgent. We need help. Donate now. Help with what? You lost. If this is how she's going to spend her donors' dollars, imagine what she would have done with our taxes.
This is such a gross failure. All this money, $1 billion? Kamala's campaign got all of this money and they managed to spend it all, $20 million in debt. I don't know, maybe she should take a look at that refund policy with those celebrities. Who knows, maybe they'll give her money back for all those high-priced endorsements that didn't influence anybody.
Hello? I don't know what to tell you, Barack. I have no idea where the money went, right? $20 million? Can you tell Beyonce to give me a call back? She can also just wire me. Technically she should pay me back. He didn't even perform. This Offset? Oh, I thought you guys broke up. Can I talk to Cardi for a second? Hey, girl. Yeah, listen. So here's the thing. I didn't get elected. You didn't help me get elected, and you said you would. So I think that, you should unburden that and give me my money back. Don't hang up on me.
So Kamala Harris' campaign is in $20 million in the hole. This is after the campaign had raised over $1 billion. And y'all out here having all of these temper tantrums, cutting off your hair, no sex, no kids, no marriage for a woman that couldn't even manage her own campaign funds. Now just imagine if she would have been president and how she would have managed taxpayers' money. We saw how y'all was so proud in raising all of this money earlier this summer for her campaign, breaking records. Y'all were bragging about it all over the social media platforms, just for her to just squander it all away.
Remember the first week of the campaign? Every blog and news outlet reported how black women got on a call and raised over $1 million for Kamala. Then the next day, black men got on the call and they raised over $1 million for Kamala too, quicker. Yet black people can't come together to fund hospitals, grocery stores, banks, clean up our neighborhoods. No, we can't do any of that collectively for the black community. But they proudly got behind an Indian woman and gave her a couple of $1 million just like that. Don't care about our own black children. don't care about black men and women, but had the Brinks truck pull up on an Indian Irish woman. That's embarrassing, by the way, and at some point, we're gonna have to address that. It's not the look y'all thought it was. And no, it wasn't black celebrities. You have mostly everyday black men and women and the middle class giving their money away to this Indian lady.
I think we know where all of that money went. It was a lot of celebrities that came out and showed out for her for some money. They was getting paid. So apparently a lot of vendors haven't been paid just yet because they ain't got no money. And while there's a civil war that is erupting in the Democratic Party right now, they've been blaming one another for the loss of Kamala Harris. They've been blaming Biden, Pelosi. Obama pretty much is, got on a jet. Nobody knows where he's at. Hasn't said anything. These people still want their money to get paid. So instead, Trump tweets out how we ended our campaign with plenty of money, so we'll foot the bill of Kamala Harris' campaign. But y'all say he's a racist. So instead of y'all wasting all of y'all energy over here and doing all this crazy stuff, why don't y'all step in for the little guy, since y'all say that this is, the party of the working class people and the party of the little guy. That's what y'all say the Democrats are. And ask these celebrities that she has given all this money to perform for y'all or do a 4-minute speech for y'all, give the money back to the campaign so that they can pay the little guys. Why don't you do that? Go troll the celebrities.
So Kamala Harris's campaign is now $20 million in debt, even though she raised $1 billion. This is a person who completely outperformed her opponent month over month in terms of what she raised. Forbes even said that she outperformed him by 5-1 when it came to last minute donors. But her campaign, even though they raised $1 billion, her campaign is now $20 million in debt.
That's right, Kamala outperformed Trump and Biden in fundraising. It was definitely a lot of bragging going on about how much money she raised and how fast she did it. But let me tell you how it happened. The billionaires picked Kamala as the candidate, not we the people. Yeah, it was the billionaires who installed Kamala like a toilet with no votes, no primary. They wanted Biden out, so they pushed George Clooney out there as the face, then used a bunch of politicians from California to second the motion while they withheld their money from Biden and vowed not to give him any money. Pelosi, by the way, was behind this, but it's really the billionaires who made the decision. They had the money ready to go, they just didn't want to give it to Biden. So as soon as they successfully threw Biden out, they came in and deposited all the money into the Democrat bank, Kamala's campaign to be exact. So all the 8, 9, 10-figure investments came from those billionaires, and they're the ones who came up with most of the money. And let me tell you what's so diabolical about this. This lady talks about how she was going to help Americans buy homes. Meanwhile, she had the whole BlackRock in her pocket. Yeah, she had BlackRock executives advising her. We're talking about the same corporation and the people in that corporation behind purchasing thousands of homes in the Atlanta metro. About 20,000 homes in the metro controlled by these folks associated with BlackRock. But yeah, all the BlackRock guys, they backed Kamala. And that's also not a good look when these folks are suffocating everyday Americans out of homeownership. These are the folks she had advising her. And no, the Shade Room didn't report that. Roland Martin didn't report that. The Breakfast Club didn't even report it. And none of mainstream media. And side note, she paid so much money to the Shade Room. I wonder if they're going to give her the money back.
She relied so heavily on multimillionaires and billionaires like Oprah Winfrey to come out and support her and endorse her that she didn't roll out policies sufficient enough for the American people. I cannot believe how disconnected with reality her campaign is and how delusional the Democratic Party is to think that people are going to ignore everything that they are experiencing, the high grocery bills, the high gas prices, all of those things they are experiencing. And because a billionaire like Oprah Winfrey or an actress like Julia Roberts tells you to vote for Kamala Harris, you're going to vote for Kamala Harris. I actually saw so many liberals getting super excited every time Kamala had a new celebrity endorsement. But we all know for a fact that these celebrity endorsements are not free. The only reason these celebrities like Magic Johnson, Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, the only reason these celebrities took time out of their day to attend a rally and encourage us, the American people, to vote for Kamala Harris is because they have been paid, and it looks like they have been paid millions upon millions of dollars to do so. That's the only reason they did it. I don't even believe that some of the celebrities who endorse Kamala Harris are voting for Kamala Harris. Some of them are probably secret Trump supporters. They just get on stage and say they're voting for Kamala Harris just so they can collect a check. I don't know about anybody else, but I have never had a celebrity show up and pay my bills month after month. So I'm not going to take advice from a celebrity on who I should vote for. And it also makes me wonder about Kamala Harris's so-called middle class background. Come from the middle class and your mother had to save up to buy a house, all this stuff, and you can't manage a $1 billion budget? Who voted for Kamala Harris, you should take comfort in knowing that this person will not be running the United States of America. Because in my opinion, to blow through a $1 billion budget and have a $20 million deficit is only due to gross incompetence. And before anybody asks about Donald Trump's campaign, I can pretty much guarantee you this. If his campaign had a $20 million deficit, people would be talking about it.
I literally think y'all don't even fathom like how much $1 billion is and how like financially irresponsible you have to be to blow $1 billion on nothing. Okay? $1 billion, like just to conceptualize, $1 billion is 1,000 millions. A million thousands. You could essentially pay your rent for more than 83,000 years if your rent was $1,000. The average person could not spend $1 billion in a lifetime. It is just so disappointing that this is the person that y'all wanted to be president, and she couldn't even figure out how to spend the money for her campaign. Like, she essentially burnt the money. Thank God she didn't win.
See this right here? Kamala Harris campaign struggles with $20 million debt, unable to pay staff and vendors. This is the result of turning campaign rallies into concerts, something that I've been talking about since she began running. This is the result of trying to entertain people out of their vote, as opposed to giving them sound policies that will benefit them. So you bring out Cardi B, J-Lo, Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo, Glorilla, Beyonce, Oprah, Cedric the Entertainer. I mean, what is this, like the biggest hip-hop and R&B / comedy show ever? And the goal was to do exactly what the Democrats always do. Go after the black female vote, which they won, but they just lost everybody else. Oh, God. Okay, let me gather myself. I mean, based upon ROI, return on investment, and you were going after the black female vote, you actually got the return because they voted upwards of 90-something percent. But the rest of America rejected you. And that's how Donald Trump ended up back in the White House, winning by 312 electoral votes.
I don't know if y'all heard, but Kamala Harris is $20 million in debt. She raised $1 billion in her campaign, yet she still finds herself with $20 million in debt. Donald Trump is offering to help pay down that debt because his campaign had money left over. That's what he is intending to do. Now, I do have a few other options that might be helpful for Kamala during this difficult time. Option 1, we can send her $750. Option 2, we can collect all the money possible to help and then send it to Ukraine. And my last option would just be, hear her out, see what she has to say about how this could have possibly happened, the mismanage of all this money, and then just tell her how we grew up in a middle-class family and we really liked the lawns of all of our neighbors. That might be helpful. And an honorable mention could just possibly ask Oprah Winfrey or Taylor Swift to pay for it. What do you guys think she might prefer?
The truth is, Trump helped a lot of them over the years. When he was a Democrat, he donated money to all these people, from Chucky Schumer to the Clintons. Who do you think funded Jesse Jackson's campaign when he ran for president in the 80s? It was Donald Trump. So he's given lots of money to Democrat candidates before, but at this point it will be out of order. They're literally his ops. These people try to take his name and his life in so many ways. I don't think he should give them a penny. So let's hope he's just trolling. Think about it. The billionaire class came together. They gave Kamala all that money. She raised 2 to 3 times more than him. And she's in a deficit while he's got money left over. And once again, this woman, she's got to be rescued. Somebody please tell me how this woman was supposed to save the country when she can't even save herself. Every level she made it to in life was off the backs of well-to-do men. And even on her way out, it's well-to-do men that's going to have to put the cape on for her and dig her out of this mess. Because we already know these silly feminists, they're not about to foot the $20 million bill. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me in the comments, where should Kamala go to get that $20 million to satisfy invoices from those vendors waiting for payment? Special thank you to Emmanuel. I appreciate you for all of your support, as well as Dark Power and Rashid. If you want to show your support for the channel too, you have to use PayPal for now. The link is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.